Honestly, not a ton. Yeah, that was the problem. It's gonna be a little bit, like 50 cents on the $1,000.
So, I don't know about our new stadium, but first district title, new stadium. No?
Planned a trip to go see TJ. We're leaving, provided the FAA lets me out.
Right.
We're supposed to be Thursday afternoon. Go to the Alabama Purdue basketball game, and go to volleyball game Friday night, and go home on Saturday. Alabama, Oklahoma.
That's kind of a big game.
Yeah, so I planned in August, thinking, so I've been scrambling all week, trying to get the concession on the roads. Get the concessions squared away, parents in the right spots.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was ridiculous. I went to the game Saturday, just watching pads, ball control. The ball finished 35 seconds gone in the play clock, no matter what. I didn't even think about it.
Wow.
One of the kids broke his cup. Yeah, during the game. Just be devastated. You get all this weight, you can't play. I feel bad for him. Logan, I think he's a still.
So they got the CO2 tank. Air, the water pressure's down. Because I saw a bunch of pipe. I didn't think
Okay, we ready? I'd like to ask all who are able to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to welcome all to this evening's regular board meeting of the Lakeview Public Schools Board of Education. Today, November 11th, 2025, 7:30 p.m. at the boardroom at the Weed Educational Campus. I'd like to call the attention to the board, the minutes of the regular meeting of October 14, 2025.
Mr. President, I move to approve the meeting minutes.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Madam Secretary, have we any public communication this evening?
Mr. President, we do.
Okay.
We have Mr. Larsch, the topic of bullying. Need that?
Okay.
The Board of the Board of Education provides for public communication on their agenda so the members of the community may come and make a statement to the board. Statements to the board can be on any school district topic and should be no more than 3 minutes in length. Public communication is not a question and answer session. Individual board members generally will not respond to comments provided during public communication. As board secretary, I'll keep time and try to warn you when you have 10 seconds left out of the 3 minutes. Thank you to Mr. Larsch, who has signed up to speak this evening. Mr. Larsch, if you come forward. Is he not here? No?
Okay. Moving on to item D, Board of Education and Administration comments. First off, as we are at November 11th, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize all of those veterans in the audience or in our buildings or in attendance anywhere. Thank you for your service for our country, and whether you're current or former, greatly appreciated, and thank you again. Next item is, last Tuesday, we had an election, and we had a bond that was approved by our voters. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to our community for supporting us one more time with another bond. We will do wonderful things with that money and put it all to good purpose within the district. Lastly, I was going to talk about Lakeview High School athletics, but I'll leave that up to Mr. Zaborowski because there's some good news coming from that. And as this is the last meeting before Thanksgiving, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the board administration to wish everybody out there a very happy Thanksgiving and a restful weekend. That'll be coming up here in, 2.5 weeks. Enjoy your time with your family, friends, et cetera, and we'll come back after the holiday, getting ready to roll into the next group of holidays. Any other comments from the board? Mr. Asha?
A couple weeks ago, I attended the Michigan Association of School Board Conference, and it was very informative. I was very shocked. Like, it was a large turnout and a lot of informative. They had a lot of what they called seminars they talked about, and a couple really interesting one I thought was pretty interesting was they talked a lot about like AI, and basically it's here to stay. So it was very interesting. So it was a great time. Thank you.
Okay, any other, excuse me, I got to stay away from the water. Any other comments? Hearing none? Hearing none. Administration, do you have any comments?
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
getting ahead of myself.
For sure.
Excuse me.
As you indicated, we're coming into the holiday season, and I know the district will host a number of activities that will allow for people to become involved in donations and volunteering. And I'm proud of how much our staff and our students and our families engage in those activities throughout this season. There's a few professional staff that are going to earn tenure this evening. We're recognizing them, so congratulations to them. As you indicated, Mr. Dombrowski, the bond work will continue essentially on forward for probably another 5 years at least, with tennis courts, parking lots, roofing, heating and cooling, classrooms, and many other little things, technology, safety, infrastructure. So thanks to the community for their support on that. The big project coming right around the corner, assuming the board approves some of the bids from this evening's future project or future action item, is the Weed Early Childhood Center renovations and updates there in this building. I couldn't spend, the last 6 meetings saying we don't have a state budget without now saying we do have a state budget. Finally, after the constitutional deadline, not just the legal deadline they missed in June, but the constitutional deadline they missed in September 30. And in that, some positive things resulted for K-12 schools, and some negative things resulted into K-12 schools. And there will be much more, I'm sure, in the media about the negative part, because school districts are being put in a position that is untenable and inappropriate for the legislature and the governor to expect of us. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but it will come out more and more in the next couple of weeks as the media starts to cover it heavily. And finally, I'm not going to take away from our student rep or Mr. Zaborowski, because we've got a lot of things going in the buildings. But we are coming into this season of weather concern, and when it starts to snow and rain and icy rain, and leave early, take the time, be safe.
Dress warmly.
It's dark in the mornings and the evenings. Be safe by making sure that you're aware of your surroundings, both for those kids who are walking and people who are driving. And that's not just for those coming to and from school. Obviously, we're having to and from school at the time when lots of people are going to work. And we have literally thousands of kids who are back around the corner at Little Mac and 11 Mile in particular. So be safe for us, and let's get everybody on time to school and safe. I'll leave it for anybody else.
I would just like to say that I've really enjoyed the activities we've had at the buildings for many people. They've been in our buildings for concerts, for Veterans Day breakfast, for sporting events, and it's really nice to see people coming out to support folks. I also want to encourage people to take advantage of those opportunities. Our principals are trying to connect with our communities, with our families. They're doing some additional activities like coffee with principals. I know Mr. Kapla has one coming up here on Thursday morning. It is a time for folks to be able to hear a little more detail what's happening in the buildings, and also to be able to talk in a small group with our building administrators. And then lastly, we've had questions about whether we'll be open for school of choice for second semester. And so I tell people to take a look on our websites early December. That's when we're publishing whether we're going to be open, and if so, how many spots we'll have at the various grades. So thank you.
Mr. Zaborowski?
Eyes on me. First and foremost, I need to do this. I'm not, I don't never really like to talk about myself, but I want to wish my wife, it is her anniversary tonight.
Oh,
Her anniversary?
just hers?
It is. It's the anniversary of her hitting the jackpot. So yes, I did take her out to a nice dinner. My son had his football banquet down here at Lakeland Manor, so 19 years later, she gets to have the same type of food that she did when we, yeah. So anyway, I make sure that's recorded in the minute that she did hit the jackpot, please. So yes, we had a pretty big week last week for the athletic department. A couple of firsts were made. Thursday night, our girls volleyball team won the first ever district championship in school history. And they are, I'm kind of looking at my phone to see if I'm getting updates. They are currently playing out at Marion High School against Groves. So it's Groves week apparently for Lakeview. They, if they win, they will advance to Thursday to play for the district championship. I don't know who that's going to be against. And then Friday is kind of a big deal here. It's going to be a crazy night. Football won their first ever district championship at Grosse Pointe South, and several of our administrators, board members were there, and it's was quite the scene with the parents and the kids and the excitement on their faces. It was something that anybody that has, Mr. Aisha, you played football for Lakeview, you can appreciate the history of Lakeview football, being not being ever in this position. So Friday night, 7 p.m., playing Birmingham Groves for a regional championship, which is really the state quarterfinals. So we're one of the final 8 schools left in our division playing. If you are planning to attend, plan on coming early. If you want to walk in at 10 minutes to 7, you will probably not get in and see the start of the game, because it is going to be homecoming and a half, I believe. We're going to have a lot of people there. So, and we've been getting text messages, emails. Coach Street had a wedding Saturday night, and he said, I turned my phone off, and when I turned it back on, I had about 189 text messages that were just congratulating him on that. So in the 2 hours or 3 hours he was at the wedding reception. So it is going to be crazy, but it is going to be a good crazy. So this is something that's uncharted territory for our school the last week with our volleyball team and our football team. So, and that, people have congratulated me in my responsibility. I haven't done anything. I haven't coached it down. I haven't taught any of these kids. It's the coaches, it's the kids, it's all the hard work that they do. They won their championships because of what they did in April, May, June, and July, not what they did in the season. So congrats to all those coaches and families and kids, because well-earned, well-deserved. So
And by the way, how many games did Grosse Pointe South lose this year?
they lost 2 games, both to the Huskies, both at their place. So
The first time was homecoming for them.
it was on homecoming for them.
So, interesting times.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Mr. Zaborowski, congratulations to your wife on her anniversary there.
I tell her that every morning.
And being at Grosse Pointe South last Saturday for that game was pretty awesome to experience that. And it was hats off to the kids who handled themselves exceptionally well in behaving after the game and doing all the right things at the right time. You know, they were top notch, and we expect nothing more or less moving forward. They've done a great job, and, you know, congratulations to both squads, the volleyball squad and the football squad, and their achievement this season. And hopefully they can keep the momentum going further down the rails. So, again, congratulations to all involved.
Yeah, if I can just, I got a text message about 4 o'clock from the athletic director at Grosse Pointe South, so that Saturday. Said, hey, congratulations, good luck against Groves. Do me a favor, tell your coach I thought he had a perfect game plan, and they executed it well. His team earned a great victory. He is a class act both times I've seen him, and again, perfect game plan tonight. So he took the time to reach out and tell me how much he thought of how our kids and coaches and carry themselves. And that's kind of what we want our people to do. We go out in the community regularly, and we want people to say, yep, those are kids we want to have come back to our school and represent our 11-mile address very well.
Yeah, and that's all part of the reflection of teammates, coaching staff, the high school, and as well as the district itself. So, you know, well done, top down. Any other comments from anybody at this point?
Just one.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool that we get to have this in our new stadium.
Yeah.
So thanks to the taxpayers for that last bond to get this stadium, and now everybody here can actually enjoy it. It's really nice.
It is showtime.
Yep.
Look forward to a great game. Anything else? All right, moving along, we'll go on to item E, Student Representative Report. Good evening.
A few weeks ago, this trunk or treat event was a huge success, attracting over 700 attendees. They had 40 cars participating in the trunk decorating, along with a petting zoo and plenty of activities for all to enjoy. A special highlight was the appearance of Marshall from Paw Patrol, making the day even more memorable. Everyone seemed to have a wonderful time. Fall parent-teacher conferences were well attended, coinciding with the fall book fair. Students enjoyed shopping for new books with their parents, adding to the excitement of the week. During the week of Halloween, they hosted glow parties in the gymnasium. Students and staff had a fantastic time dancing and singing under black lights with glow-in-the-dark necklaces, markers, and artwork. This week marks Picture Day at the preschool. It's always delightful to see our little ones dressed up and smiling for the cameras. Throughout the rest of November, they are focusing on teaching their youngest learners about Thanksgiving and the importance of gratitude. It's been busy around Princeton over the past few weeks. On Saturday, October 18th, they enjoyed their annual Fall Fun Fest at the Penguin House. They had an estimated 2,000 people on property. The weather was perfect, and they were able to enjoy a petting zoo, many bouncing activities, food trucks, bingo hall, and of course, complimentary donuts and cider. The best was seeing everyone dressed up in their costumes. It was a very special day. Recently, Princeton enjoyed parent-teacher conferences. It was so nice to be able to connect and share with families. Records Day is this Thursday, and report cards will be going out in the coming weeks. Looking ahead, Princeton will be hosting their annual Perry's Emporium Craft Show on Friday, December 5th from 3:30 to 8. If you have the opportunity to stop in, this is a community craft show and event, and the vendors do a wonderful job with their crafts. All proceeds from Perry's Emporium go directly to support Princeton families throughout the holiday season. Princeton is helping many families this holiday season through food and family adoptions. We are grateful to the community for the continued support. The Grizzlies have been busy this month with so many wonderful things happening. Their intervention program is up and running with students getting both in-class as well as extra pull-out instruction and support based on their academic needs. 3 classes had snow cone parties for being the top earners in the fun run, and Miss Pets was turned into an ice cream sundae by students that raised $75 or more. All students enjoyed seeing their principal covered in chocolate sauce and sprinkles. Their buddy system is happening weekly with students from different grade levels pairing up to do crafts, play games, and read together. It is evident that they have some future teachers among them as they are helping their little buddies track along and stretch out words as they are reading. They also celebrated the 50th day of school with kindergarten students dressing up, listening to 50s music, and decorating records. It truly has been another great month at Greenwood. Ardmore has had a very positive few weeks, with lots of great things happening around the building. They held their Husky of the Month assembly, where they recognized students who went above and beyond, showing October's trait of friendship. They also celebrated 94 students with perfect attendance for the month, which is an incredible accomplishment. For November, their new focus is empathy, and classrooms are already having some really thoughtful conversations about what it means to understand and care for others. Ardmore's PTO recently hosted another successful fall festival, which drew great participation and helped strengthen our sense of community. They had an excellent turnout for parent-teacher conferences. It was great connecting with families and sharing student progress, goals, and celebrations. Last week, Ardmore hosted the district's Caregiver Family Wellness Night. The district's school counselors and social workers led sessions on de-escalation tips and tricks, meaningful meal times, and routine essentials. It was a relaxed, helpful evening, and families enjoyed the opportunity to connect. Earlier in October, Harmon held fall benchmark data meetings, where teachers and specialists worked together to gather the latest data on scholars and determine next steps for support and instruction. These benchmark meetings serve as continuation of interventions for some, new supports for others, and allows teachers to make the best informed instructional strategies for the year. The Harmon staff completed parent-teacher conferences during October, where a whopping 94.7% of parents completed a conference with our team. Parents made it a priority to attend. Teachers were able to share what scholars are doing well and what they are still working on. Harmon scholars completed over 121,000 questions at school and home on digital IXL tool during October. They are proud of their scholars improving each day in each core academic area. During November, Harmon is hosting a canned food drive where all donations will be donated and delivered to a local shelter to help others. They are grateful for this opportunity to help the St. Clair Shores community. Quarter 2 has begun at JMS. JMS fall sports have wrapped up and winter sports are beginning with boys basketball tryouts. JMS admin and PTO hosted its annual Veterans Day breakfast Friday, November 7th from 8:30 to 9:30 in the JMS cafeteria. Their honored guests heard performances from all 3 music programs of JMS, as well as speeches from the principal, 6 8th grade student speakers, and the keynote speaker, Colonel Steve Gus, 46th Military Police Command. Colonel Gus is the uncle of our school resource officer, Dave Jockman. The flag was presented by JMS's art teacher, Mr. Rob Larocco, Sergeant United States Marine Corps. The breakfast wrapped up with the parade through the halls of JMS as the staff and students applaud and honor the veterans. JMS had over 150 students with perfect attendance quarter 1. These students received certificates and open gym as a reward for their efforts. The quarter 1 PBIS incentive for 75 students participated Pizza, Pumpkins, and Pals, where each student was able to paint a pumpkin donated by Nino Salvaggio's, enjoy pizza donated by Doc's Grill House, and refreshments donated by the JMS PTO. Parents of the attending students also donated additional items for the students to enjoy. The recent blood drive at Lakeview was a great success, with strong participation from both students and staff. A special thank you to Ms. Skavinsky and Student Council. The event collected a significant number of donations that will directly benefit our local community. We are proud of students for their commitment to service and leadership in organizing such an important effort. The first card marking period is officially concluded, marking a strong start to the school year. Teachers are engaging in data reviews and providing feedback to help students set goals for continued growth. We appreciate the collaboration of staff, students, and families as we move into the second marking period. A group of Lakeview students attended Manufacturing Day, where they toured local facilities and learned about the career pathways in advanced manufacturing. The experience provided valuable insight into high-demand industries and hands-on opportunities for our students to explore potential careers. It was an excellent partnership between education and the local business community. As part of our PBIS incentive, classrooms that demonstrated excellent attendance were rewarded with donuts in our Donut Be Late competition. This fun, positive incentive helps encourage punctuality and reinforces the importance of being on time to class. Congratulations to all the winning classrooms. Throughout October, numerous students were recognized with Husky shoutouts for demonstrating outstanding character, kindness, and academic effort. These recognitions help build a positive school culture and celebrate the everyday success of our students. We're proud of their leadership and contributions to our community. The next PBIS competition is Attendance Never Tasted So Sweet. Focusing on the most improved attendance, winners will be delivered hot chocolate in December. Last weekend, Lakeview High School hosted its 40th annual craft show, welcoming vendors and visitors from across the region. The event was well attended and showcased the strong support of our community. Proceeds from the show will continue to support student programs and activities throughout the year. Happy Thanksgiving from the students and staff at LHS. Thank you.
Another fine job, Ms. Rexroth. A lot going on still and a lot more to go. So, thank you for the heads up and insight as to what's going on. Any comments from the board for our student rep? No? Great. Thank you. Have a great evening.
I must say, those creative names for some of those incentives for attendance, thank your committees for those we're coming up with those.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item F, tenure.
The following,
Sorry, I do apologize, I was running late, I left work. Can I just have a couple minutes of your guys' time?
Public communication is at the beginning of the meeting. We already passed that part of the agenda. Okay, thank you.
What I would ask is about my kid that was here. My family was suicide yesterday, people wanted to do this school. I just figured you guys would have at least let me talk, but that's fine. I'm sorry, I made it late. I tried to make it from work.
Tenure.
the following teachers have successfully completed their probationary period leading to tenure with Lakeview Public Schools. This evening, the Board of Education and Administration would like to recognize the following teachers. If they would come forward when I call their name, please. First of all is Madison Cooper. We have a token for you. Something special.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, we would have had Kevin Nugent this evening, but he is at the volleyball game coaching that, so we will make sure that his watch gets to him. But we do have Joe Perino here this evening. Congratulations, Joe. And Heather St. George was not able to be here this evening. Melissa Kurtz. Congratulations. And Mary Campbell was also not able to be here. And I did not see Laura Hall, but we will recognize those folks and make sure that we get them their token of appreciation. So congratulations.
All right, moving on to personnel, item 8, changes in personnel.
Tonight, administration is bringing forward the following changes in personnel since the last presentation to the Board of Education on October 14th. Resignations, Letitia Kirkland, Princeton Elementary Special Ed Paraprofessional. And reassignments, Lisa Walsh, Harmon Elementary Resource Room Teacher. Schedule B, returning coaches and sponsors as listed.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the changes in personnel as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion.
Just out of pure curiosity, why is it done like right now in November? Like the change of personnel for like the sports stuff, is it?
So
Is it the beginning of the year or it's like?
yeah, so some of those, not necessarily are they changing, they're returning pieces, but we end up having a lot of that to process. And I'll be real honest with you, we have had a empty spot in HR that's filled, and we have 2 brand-new people who are learning their roles, and so some of our processing is a little bit slower than it would normally be.
Okay.
So were these roles filled previously, you just didn't list them, or like what normally happens?
So are you referring to returning coaches and sponsors? Yes, they're in and working, and some of that is not even, some of them are being added, others are being secured. Some of them, I will be honest, had to do some recruitment at the buildings because we had some open spots for some of those sponsor spots. So all of that's kind of a moving target. And then you'll see them come throughout the year because as Mr. Zaborowski is identifying new coaches and people are leaving and we're posting and going through that hiring process, that's why you'll see those throughout the whole year.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah, there are. Yep.
Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Do you have any recognition?
We do. We have our reassignment person. Lisa, if you wouldn't mind standing up. Lisa is new to this position, but definitely not new to the district. She is a parent in the district and has gone through and done quite a bit of lunch aid and some other subbing kinds of spots before she was hired in as a paraprofessional. So then she's been working in the programs as paraprofessional, and we're very proud of her. She is enrolled in the Grow Your Own. So that is a program through the state and specifically through the ISD that allows you to have paras in special education areas be able to go through and enroll in a teacher preparation program while they're still working to work on teacher certification. So Lisa's been doing a fabulous job in that, and she has been pseudo-filling the role of that classroom teacher while they've had an official sub in their place. So we went through the process, we did interviews, and found Lisa to be the best candidate for the position, and we're able to secure full year permit for her with the state certification while she finishes up her program. And so we're thrilled. This is exactly what the program is intended, is to be able to grow your own of people who have the skills and the ability and the passion to be in those classrooms, to go back and get teacher certification and to be hired in the district that they are working in. So Lisa, we're thrilled to have you finally in this teacher role that you've filled as a sub and as a pseudo para, and so we're very, very happy to have you.
Congratulations. All right, moving on to bond, 2025 bid pack number 1, Lakeview Public Schools renovations to Weed Educational Campus.
Tonight, administration is recommending award of contractors for bid package number 1 related to the renovations to the Wheat Educational Campus, which is to be funded from the 2025 bond. When bonds are sold, it will likely be identified as the 2026 bond fund. Starting in September, this bid package was advertised and bidders were solicited as law and district policy requires. Bid specifications were developed with several detailed alternates to force bidders to be careful in pricing and materials on particular items in this project. Ultimately, 60 bid proposals were submitted among the 10 categories on October 23rd and November 5th, when bids were publicly opened and read aloud. Administration, Bart Mallow Builders, and Partners in Architecture evaluated the proposals, conducted post-bid reviews with the apparent low bidders, and in some cases, a second and third apparent low bid. In several categories, the apparent low bidder was found not to be the lowest responsible bidder, often because the vendor missed something major in the specifications. Administration, Barton Mallow Builders, and Partners in Architecture recommend the following contractors for award of contract, including several alternates in the amount of $4,844,252. And representatives from Barton Mallow and Partners in Architecture are here tonight to answer any questions the board may have.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve bid amounts totaling $4,844,252 for the renovation of the Wheat Educational Campus as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Beer, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion.
I do have a question. Can you remind us what was the difference between alternate 1A and alternate 1B in the bid package attachment?
Yeah, jump up here.
So within alternate 1A, there's 3 classrooms over on the existing ECC side that have portable sink cabinetries in there. And so with that alternate 1A, we're going to put a permanent system in and tie it into the sanitary system as well as the utilities for hot and cold water. Then in 1B, a lot of the classrooms on the ECC side have internal bathrooms or restrooms. That alternate those 3 cabinets plus add a restroom within the classrooms. So there's a substantial big difference in cost between just adding the sink cabinetry versus renovating and adding a new restroom, like a 6x6 or 7x7.
When can we start?
January, first
Love it.
year.
And then what is the additional classroom capacity that we're gonna gain through this renovation?
There's 7 additional classrooms, I believe, and average is just over 20 students per classroom. There's 2 classrooms that are gonna be for infants and toddlers. That's a smaller number, so in some cases, you'll have more like 12 to 15, where the 4-year-old classrooms are gonna be more like 21, 22, 23. Based on the size of the room, you can only have so many kids in there per square foot, right? So there'll be some rooms that are a little bit bigger, which could have 23, some that are a little smaller, that will have 1.
Okay.
So.
I think I'd also like to add to that, we do have 2 early childhood special education classes that went to Harmon that would come back here, so they won't all be at 20 necessarily, because those classrooms have a different limit
Okay.
with the special ed students in them, 3 and 4-year-olds.
I think I see a shovel ceremony in January coming up for us.
Ms. Taylor?
I was just wondering, is this an anticipated amount that the bid package would have been at by you guys? I mean, did you anticipate this total amount?
So with the alternates that came in, we were actually under our budget for the bond app, so it was great. And we were able to a la carte certain alternates to satisfy some of the needs and wants that we wanted to, but we stayed to the bare bones of what the PQ app had. So, yeah, everything was within.
All right, and then I just have one other question. With respect to things that are missing, like it said that some people were missing things, what are those things that they're missing? Like what, they just didn't come up to our standard, or?
Sometimes when these bidders look through our documents, when we issue them, they don't see it from the same lens, or they look at a particular aspect of the drawing, so.
Okay.
For instance, this first category demo, there was 2 bids that were $100,000 lower, so if you look on that bid spread, it's like, it brings a red flag, so we post-bidded them. They found that logistically to get in the attic spaces and a few other regions, they missed quite a bit of scope, so we asked them, will you do it at that price? And they said, no, we have to respectively withdraw. And they did it in a cordial manner where we understood, we worked with them in the past, and so, and that happens, it's not frequent, but it's, people taking off and we issue updates, so those types of withdrawals do happen in construction bid.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Now we're off to other closed session to discuss attorney-client privileged documentation.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve going into closed session for the purpose of discussing attorney-client privileged communications.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Mr. Asia. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Asha?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Aye.
Mr. President
Aye.
Dombrowski? Mr. Miskelly?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Aye.
Stanton? Yes. Aye. Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. It is now 8:06. We're going to take a recess here. We'll reconvene in closed session at 8:15 for those that are online. There may be action at the end of the closed session, so we will be going offline for the rest of the evening. If you want to hear what action, if any, is going to be taken, coming back into open session, you have to come on prem here. So thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you.